You are listening to GHP Radio, powered by iTrackRadio.com, your independent music source. Fresh, new music, right here on the all-new GHP Radio, your new independent music source.
depending on, honey, your telephone, girl, to keep you warm. It's 24/7, baby. Just put it down and talk to me, honey. You know you want it, so why don't you text me tomorrow, girl? 'Cause in the morning there will be no sorrow. You'll be coming back to me, baby. You'll be coming back, baby. Text me tomorrow, girl. But in the meantime, in between time, girl, you'll be coming back to me, babe. So why don't you text me tomorrow, please? Ooh, baby, ooh, we never saw the waterfall, baby. The tide is high, we gotta try to keep our love nice and dry. So wipe the tears from your eyes, girl. There was a time when you and I, baby, would go for walks and sweet talk, and I could see your sweet smile. So why don't you text me tomorrow, girl? 'Cause in the morning there will be no sorrow. You'll be coming back to me, baby. You'll be coming back, baby. Text me tomorrow, girl. But in the meantime, in between time, girl, you'll be coming back to me, babe. So why don't you text me tomorrow, please? Ooh, baby, ooh, so baby, please stay with me, honey. Be straight with me, don't play with me, baby. 'Cause you know I love can use some TLC. Ooh, baby, so can't you see it's you and me forever? So baby, please come home to me. You'll never be alone. Stay off the phone. I got what you need, baby. Text me tomorrow, girl. 'Cause in the morning there will be no sorrow. You'll be coming back to me, baby. You'll be coming back, baby. Text me tomorrow, girl. But in the meantime, in between time, girl, you'll be coming back to me, baby. You'll be coming back, baby. So text me tomorrow, please.
When I met you, I was down. There's a smile upon my face whenever you come around. When I need it, you seem to know. You looked at me, you grabbed my face and said, "Pack your things, let's go."
Don't you like it? In the heat.
Sure do. Take a first class flight, Hawaii night, sand between our feet.
Trade the better
Trade it in, girl,
for the sweet.
for the sweet. Then you hit me with that super love that knocked me off my feet.
Whatever you did to me,
Do it again, girl.
do it again, baby.
Ooh, baby.
Do it again.
Do it again, girl, yes.
Give me more love. You're my friend.
You're my friend, man.
It's that friendship thing.
Do it again. You never break me down. Catching feelings, feeling real. I need some time to rearrange just how you feel. 'Cause I'm used to being by myself. But everything you add to me is so good for my health, yes.
We like it.
'Cause I like it.
In the heat.
In the heat, a first class flight, Sahara night, the sand between our feet. Yes,
Take your hand out that drawer, baby. Can you hear me knocking at your door? Take your hand out that drawer, baby. I know you hear me knocking at your door. Whatever you got off in there, baby, you won't be needing that no more. Well, alright. I got some hugs and some kisses, baby, which you cannot buy in a box. Ooh. I got some hugs and some kisses, baby, which you cannot buy in a box. I know you hear me out here knocking. Why don't you come undo this lock? Lord have mercy. Yeah, let me play this guitar. Well, 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 well. Ooh, Lord have mercy. Shucks. What you gonna do, pretty baby, when your battery running low? What you gonna do, pretty baby, when your battery running low? You gonna need a man on your hands to take you where you wanna go. Oh yeah. So get your hand out that drawer. I know you hear me knocking at your door. Take your hand out that drawer, pretty mama. I'm knocking at your door. Yeah, whatever you got off in there, baby, you won't be needing that no more. Lord have mercy. Yeah, take your hand. Don't you hear me knocking at your door? Ooh, take your hands out that drawer, girl. I know you hear me knocking at your door.
expected, baby.
Our love so true.
Yeah.
Do you think I'm crazy to let you get away from me? Girl, you drive me crazy because you've been so good to me. Drive me crazy. You drive me crazy, baby. Love you, baby. Love you, baby. Drive me crazy. You drive me crazy. Love you, baby. Yeah, yeah. Crazy. You drive me crazy.
Crazy.
You drive me crazy.
Yeah. You know what, baby? I think about you all the time. You mean so much to me, darling. Come here, baby. Come here, dear. I want you real close to me. Come on now.
on this dance floor. I can't take no more of this pressure that's been weighing on me. I just wanna feel this groove and get me out this mood. See, I wanna leave and take you with me. Your moves, they got me tipsy, baby. I'm kinda dizzy, kinda blinded by you. This time, I don't think we're playing, babe. You're like my cup, I wanna drink you up. Ooh, I'm intoxicated by you. Boy, you got that groove. I'm intoxicated by you. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You see, I can't complain because I'm breathing and believing in your love. I was colliding on that floor. Can you be for real? Cause what you did to me, it really messed me up. You're like my champagne, baby, or my whiskey, or some Hennessy. So smooth and dark brown ecstasy. I'm so glad you decided to leave with me. I'm intoxicated by you. Boy, you got that groove. I'm intoxicated by you.
ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this edition of the Indie Live Spot. I'm glad you all can be here today with us because we're very excited. We have a wonderful guest today. Actually, guests, because we have the Manhattans and Gerald Alston here. Welcome, everybody.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, welcome. Welcome.
Yeah, very, very, very excited, guys. You guys are classic. Your music is classic. We love that sound, man, and just a pleasure to have you guys on the show today. And Joyce and Ray, glad you guys are both here with us today as well. And
Oh, I would miss it.
yeah, no doubt about it. But again, welcome, fellas. We really appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Now,
Oh, well, welcome.
now I know we got Gerald up there, Gerald Alston, and then we got Troy May, and then Lawrence Newton, right?
Now,
Mm-hmm.
oh, that's okay. He on that iPhone. Okay. I was wondering who in the hell
Right.
who's on the iPhone.
All right, Ray.
Gerald, say nothing, Gerald. Don't you say nothing.
And a mumbling
Uh,
Comedian group.
yeah,
All right, G.
yeah. But
Before Ray and I take over, go.
No, before Joyce take over.
Oh,
Okay.
you won.
no, we're just all here. So I guess for starters, I know we're gonna talk. We're gonna play a new single that you guys sent us a little bit later, which we're very excited about. I've heard it. It's great, wonderful viewers. We're gonna let you guys check that out. But we got to talk to these fine gentlemen. Yeah. So recent, like I say, right now, are you guys on a? I know you guys on a pretty busy tour schedule.
Well, actually, we're preparing to. We go to Brazil on Wednesday.
Okay, I thought I saw that in your schedule. Wow, that's going to be kind of exciting, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
There's nothing new for them.
Boy, I tell
It was
you.
beautiful.
Yeah.
When they got some beautiful women too.
Oh, that's all you think about. But anyway,
That's the truth.
because for the
Go ahead.
people, we grew up with the Manhattans, Gary and Mac and I.
Oh,
But
yeah.
for the ones who were just born in the recent years, when was the group Manhattans formed? What year and where?
The group was actually formed August 15th, 1962. So this is the group actually been together 63 years in August.
Boy, that's a long time, but that's a good one.
62 years. How often do we hear that?
You don't.
and
You don't.
I know Gerald, you one of the originals, but after a brief what's his Smitty? That's the only thing I can remember. Smitty.
Yeah, George
there
Smith.
temporarily. Yeah. And tell us about that transition, even though you're one of the originals. And when you joined after Smitty passed away, I think when he was diagnosed, it was cancer or tumor, or brain tumor or something. It was only 10 months or a year that he had been with the group. And when you came, tell us what happened.
When I came to the group, I fit right in because I've been singing since I can remember, and just as I met the Manhattans, I had a group called Gerald Alston and the New Imperials, and that was on Friday and Saturday nights, and on Sunday we were the Gospel Jubilee. So I fit right into the group. My style just molded, right with the group perfectly. And it was a transition because I remember my very first date with the Manhattans. We were with heavy hitters from the beginning. We were with Kool and the Gang, Willie Feast and the Magnificents, Brendan and Chapelations, Patti LaBelle and the Bluebells, the Spinners, and the Dells.
Oh.
And Richmond, Virginia at the mosque. And so I grew up real fast.
I know that's right.
What does that mean? You grew up real fast. You have to learn music fast.
Well, I did. I had about 3 or 4 weeks to learn the show, which I did vocally and got the choreography, some of the choreography. But we were on the show with heavy hitters. Kool was hot. Patti LaBelle was hot. Brenda, Willie Feaster, the Dells.
Right.
Yeah.
And at that time, we didn't have a record. And we had to hold our own.
Amazing.
But
What was your first release?
my first release with the group was a song called I Can't Stand For You to Leave Me.
Okay.
It was up-tempo to me.
Mhm. Well, you see, you guys had the pressure, but you prove yourself in the pressure. How long did you guys practice to prepare? You say you only had 4 weeks, because we have people in the audience, the listening audience, who are independent artists, and I always like to ask heavy hitters like you guys, legends like you guys, how long did you practice? How many days?
When at the beginning, you mean?
Yes.
At the beginning, we rehearsed 3 to 4 times a week because I lived in New York and the guys were in Jersey City. So I was only a train ride away. And our band would come up, they were from Philadelphia. They would come up and stay. And we would rehearse at least 3, sometimes 4 times a week until we went out.
How many hours in a day?
It could be 7 to 8 hours.
I love for people to hear that because sometimes musicians, they don't want to practice. Oh, I got it. Practice.
Yeah. Okay.
Exactly. All right. I know, Mac, you got some questions, so I'll back away. So you can
With all the, which one was your #1 hit?
Our #1 hit was Kiss and Say Goodbye.
Yeah.
Say goodbye.
I love that song.
But you know, Gerald, we talked to a lot of different, artists such as yourself, like the Spinners and things like that. And what gets to me, man, y'all had all these #1 hits, but never got a Grammy doing nothing.
Oh, they did.
So we won a Grammy in 1980.
Yeah.
Yes, they
Oh,
did.
I don't know where I was at then, but now. So, like I said, I quit watching the Grammys because, like I said, shoot, you have so many people on there who can't sing, they use auto-tune and everything.
Y'all don't get him started. He has no filters. I'm sorry. But you guys did get a Grammy. What category was your
Best
Grammy?
duo or group,
Yes. And what year was that again?
1980.
1980.
Yeah, so they did get a Grammy. But Mac is right. We hear about, and it was the Whispers that we had on the show, wasn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
And they never got a Grammy. They're heavy hitters too.
Yes.
And what's the? Go ahead, Mac.
Even like I said, Frankie Beverly, he never got a Grammy. I don't think the OJs ever got one.
No.
But, and that's kind of ironic, they hitting charts all over, but they don't receive that notoriety as a Grammy, and stuff like that, which can help them more so in the sales of the music.
Jay's had like a 10-year run.
Yeah.
But like the Manhattans, your music never gets old. So I think that's why they give out legendary awards, because in other type of awards, because you can win a Grammy and no one will ever hear from you again. They won't remember your name. One hit wonder, and there's nothing wrong with that. But when you have groups like yourselves that starting in the 60s, what do you say, 62 years?
Yeah.
That's, I mean, what would you rather, have a Grammy and no one ever hears from you again, or have 62 years of success? I mean, think about it. And although you have a Grammy, but I guess you guys just have it all then.
We were, Manhattan's has always been an album selling group.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of our, even though Kiss and Say Goodbye was our biggest hit and Shining Star, we had just about everything played from our album. There's No Me Without You was our very first hit on Columbia. But There's No Me Without You, Wish You Were Mine, Hurt, We Never Danced to a Love Song, you know, on and on and on. These songs charted. We've had, I think it was, we've had more chart records than artists, most of the artists in our category.
Okay.
We had 65 charted records. You know, they might have had a million seller every year or every other year, but we've always had 4 or 5 songs that made radio from our CDs, from our albums. And that kept us alive, which was a blessing.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's hear from the other guys. Let's hear from Troy. How you doing, Troy?
Doing fantastic.
Mr. Alabama, Birmingham. Hold on. Hey, Henry, he's right there in your backyard. Y'all need to connect.
Give me a holler. I actually grew up in New York, though.
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Well, that's all right. You in the Birmingham, you in the Ham now, so you are.
That's right.
Yeah, you there in Alabama, so you know.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Well, tell
yeah,
us.
that's what I'm talking about.
Tell us.
Living in the Ham.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Well, I know it's y'all in different parts of the country, and y'all, when y'all got a show, boy, you have to just fly in and do your thing.
That's how it's been for me for the past 31 years, right, Gerald?
Boy.
So that means you've been with the group 31 years, right?
Yep. Is it 30 or 31? Somewhere around there.
It's going on this March was 31 years.
That's
I
right.
said earlier, but this March was 31 years.
That's amazing.
You
That's
know,
amazing.
You know, that's a good thing because you know how many groups stay together that long?
You got that right. Not many.
Not many, because one get up, you know, gets mad, get upset, and I'm gonna walk off. Or one of them might think he's better than sliced bread and the
Right.
whole 9 yards. So bam, they gone.
Go start his own group, you know.
Yeah.
Got 4 or 5 groups.
I think that's the Temptations, right?
And the Drifters.
And the
And the
Drifters,
Drifters,
yeah.
yeah.
You know, we was talking to I can't think his last name. His name is Greg. He was with the Delphonics.
Oh, I know you.
And him and Pookie, boy, he didn't like that at all. Cause the boy went out, you know, doing the tribute to the Delphonics because he was a part of it. You know, so you know, I understand that. Just go ahead and do your thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right, Troy.
Well,
So tell us how you joined.
Exactly. That's what,
We'll go back to that question.
that's what I was
Yeah.
just getting ready to say.
How did you, Manhattans, how did that happen?
A friend of mine, him and I grew up together. His name is James Simmons. He was producing some songs with Blue, Winfred Lovett, Mr. Blue Lovett, one of the founding members of the group. This is during the time when he was, quote unquote, retired from the Manhattans, and he was a few artists under his belt that he was trying to get into the, break into the industry. And that's when I met Blue. And Blue sort of took me under his wing. You know, at the time I was trying to get a recording contract. So he showed me a few pointers. He recorded me, a few songs and tried shopping me to a few labels. And in the interim, him and Gerald were talking about going back on the road. And one day he came and said, look, would you want to, get your feet wet in the business, sing with us for maybe a couple of weeks or so. And here it is 31 years later. So.
That's awesome. Now, you mentioned something about breaking into the industry. How difficult or how easy is that?
Quite difficult. You never realize just how many people are actually trying to break into the industry until you try yourself. There's quite a few people in that, in that category, trying to make their way into a recording contract. Now, it's easy to get a recording contract. However, it's hard to get a good one.
That's volumes.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and a lot of people make that mistake just for the sake of, look, I got a recording contract. Never really looked at the fine print, and didn't have a team behind them in terms of negotiating their deal and so forth, and they wound up in a mess. So I was fortunate that I had some good people in my corner, Blue being one of the main people who told me, no, you don't want that, you don't want that, and you don't want that. Sit tight and, I'll guide you through this mess. In the meantime, why don't you hum a few bars with us, get your feet wet, and we'll see how things go from there. And there I sit today.
Oh, well, this is the most stable thing you can choose. You know what I mean? It's already established, so I understand that. I mean,
best education, you can't buy this kind of education. The education that I've received from Blue and Gerald, as well as other major artists along the way, is mind-boggling. I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's awesome.
Lauren, I hear that you're the new kid on the block.
I am the new block. I'll dye my hair all black and yes, I am the kid on the block. My 1 year anniversary is going to be next month, July.
How many years?
My 1 year anniversary.
Okay.
Now, how I survived, I'll never know. Because they beat me with a stick and they hit me with shoes, and I came and listen. So Troy said he came in, said, get your feet wet. I was having a conversation with Gerald and his wife about covering some dates. And the next thing you know, I got hoodwinked, bamboozled. I woke up again. I was in the group.
Yeah.
Let me ask, what were you doing before you got with Manhattan?
Well, funny thing is, I've been doing this music thing for a long time, like a long time. And I was involved with the configuration, which I still am, and we did support for artists. And we had actually done a couple of situations with Gerald. We did a gospel. We even sang at your church, didn't we, Gerald?
Yeah.
Yeah, we sang at the church. Gerald did a solo thing on the cruise. We had a house band for the Soul Train cruise. And so we had been doing a lot of stuff. And then there was, a bunch of folks that, since I've been in it, I've always had to be in support of some other artists. I didn't really have any, honest to God, I didn't have any single aspirations. One time, and can I speak honestly on this format?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So I had an attorney, two attorneys. They were Phyllis Simon's attorneys as well. And they were trying to get me to do a solo deal. I was involved with a band at the time that was Teddy Pendergrass's touring band. Teddy had the accident. And so he was pretty much done at that point. So the band wanted to continue to work. So I was the singer. The attorneys that represented that band represented me. One day, short story, I went up to New York with one of the attorneys, a woman, and we went up and I auditioned for Billy Eckstine's son, right? And he told me, he said, yeah, okay. My father said there's two kinds of singers that sing and singers that sing. That's singing. Okay. Now Glenda and I went up on the train. On the train ride back from that audition, she says to me, so I'm asking her like, well, how did it go? I think I must have been about 20 some early 20s at that time. She said, he was blown away. He then said to me, but he doesn't know what to do with you. What does that mean?
Yeah.
What does that mean? Okay, but now let me speak honestly again. I shouldn't have said it. Well, fuck it. I said the names already. So So here's the deal. Here's the deal. You all know in this industry, there have been cliques forever. And just like in Hollywood, the homosexual clique runs Hollywood. They run the music business as well. Okay. So when she was saying to me, and my attorney was gay herself, but she knew me. So she had to easily say to me, she knew what my answer was going to be, but she had to say it. What are you going to do with me? I said, what are you going to do with me? What do you mean what you going to do with me? You going to let me sing? But you know, there was other stuff attached to that. I said, no, I'm not going in that room. We're going to do no, we're not going to play them games. So that was a short conversation. That was a very short conversation. And we went on about our business, and they went on, continued the business of doing, you know, representing folks, Phyllis and da-da-da-da-da-da. And I went on about my business to continue to do, you know, I was doing, you know, commercials and jingles and stuff like that. And then when I started doing these support situations with, you know, people like Melba Moore and Patty Austin, whoever it was, because those folks that used to work with them didn't exist anymore, or, you know, they weren't happening. So that's what my job was. So fast forward to now, because it was so bad for me that I had enough of it. You know, I just looked at it and said, no, I'm not doing that. So I actually had a friend who was a tennis coach, and he and I used to practice all the time, and he really taught me to teach tennis. So I started teaching tennis 30 years ago, and that's what I've been doing. I've been doing that, and I was doing music. Now, I've had a real job before, and this ain't it, okay? This is not it. Because the band that I worked with and have been working with, we would do 90-minute, 2 hours, sometimes 3 hours. You know, we would do concerts with, you know, whoever. The cats would come to Philly, and we would do the local band representation. They would leave town angry because they would say, that's a setup. That's a setup. Cameo, I'm going to say, fuck it, I'm going to say the name. So, they said, they were like, oh, hell no. Them jokers ain't local. They can't, no, they were sampling, and you can't do that, and you can't be doing all of this and doing all of that with no local band. Da, da, da. And that was what the, you know, the story was, and that's how it has gone. So, and like I said, I didn't really have any single solo aspirations because I had really had enough with the business from that perspective. You had to be very lucky not to be approached and getting caught up like that. You had to be very lucky. You had to be fortunate. You know what I mean? Because for the majority, if you hear all these stories about all of these people, you know, they're demons. They're demons. You know what I mean? And they're not. It's not cool. It's not cool. So anyway, I am at a very, very nice place with very nice people. They talk about me all the time. They make fun of me. They make fun of my phone. They make fun of my head. They make fun of my clothes. And guess what? I wouldn't change it for the world.
I know that's right.
It's a wonderful. Listen to me. This is a family environment. Like, you know, the band that I've been in this band for 23, something like 23 years or whatever. And it's really it's a dysfunctional family. If you have a successful music group, it's really a dysfunctional family, and they find a way to get along. So I'm in a new dysfunctional family.
Don't feel bad. We talk about Ray Mack the same way. So.
Oh boy.
We have more to do so.
Yeah.
Music is the one thing that unites us.
Yes, it is. And you know,
keeps us in check. You know.
Yeah.
No doubt.
I can't tell you how much I appreciate your honesty, Lawrence.
Yeah, let me finish the story like this in terms of what Troy was saying about having to do, you know, get involved in the group. And when Gerald was talking about having 2 weeks, I got 2 days. They gave me 2 days. Damn it, I want a lawyer. 2 days. I had to learn all these songs and do all these steps in 2 days. His wife Edna throwing shoes at me. Girl over there ready to laugh at me if I missed school. People over there peeping at me. But listen to me. I promise you, this is the thing for me. The Manhattans and R&B as it exists was a soundtrack for my life. Because the band leader for the band that I've been working with, he called me on the phone. He said, hey, man, that's what you was born to do. And he knows it, and that's the truth. You know, I remember when Gerald and I had these conversations, I asked him about when he started at the Apollo or whatever it was in 1970. In 1970, I was 15 years old. and I was going. My first money was I was 15 years old, and I worked in a bar, and that's all we did was work in those bars. And this particular bar was like the Birdcage. It was men in drag, and they got dressed in the supply room or where they kept all the liquor. And they would come back and change their clothes, and they was taking oranges out of their bras and stuff like that because they were men. Now I'm 15 years old, and I see this. I'm like, okay, that's it. And I know what I said at that particular time. So you want to be in show business?
Oh boy, I'm so glad you being honest, boy. Cause like I said, you my kind of fella. Cause you can say anything. I'm about like you, Lawrence.
Yeah. So I'm gonna stop now because I ain't gonna call nobody else's names because I know stuff about them other folks and it's true.
Yeah, I bet you do.
You don't want to start calling no names.
I ain't calling no names, but I know some of the stories that you hear are true. Okay.
Well,
but
you can tell us who's going to break. I want to hear this.
We can go out the air, but you're not the first person. I know people personally. To Hollywood, and I had to walk away from situations like that where he said, "I'm not going in that room." And he said, "No, right. I'm not going." He said, "Well, I can make you famous. I can do this and that." And then there was pointed to the room, and he's like, "Nah, man, no one, this guy, no." And we forget to, we know women go through it, but we never really bring enough attention to men going through it.
Oh boy.
Was that?
Oh yeah.
Let me ask this question to Gerald. Gerald, for all the years, and I know y'all was with label, have y'all got your catalog of what you've done down through those 60 years? Or do the label still have them?
The label still have our catalog, CBS. Well,
right.
Yeah. Well, should I say Sony now?
Sony, yeah.
Have y'all attempted to try to get your catalog from them?
Yeah, we did a couple of times, and it's so much red tape.
Mm-hmm.
Believe me, it's so much red tape.
Yeah.
And but God has been good to us. We've been blessed to receive residuals and continue to receive residuals and getting paid for it. So
that's good.
We're blessed.
Mm-hmm. But speaking of being blessed, seems like I know Gerald, you got started in the church. What about the Troy and Lawrence? Did you guys get started in the church too?
No, I didn't get started in the church. I pretty much started in the hood.
That's what I'm going to say.
Singing to the girls,
All right.
And Manhattan songs were definitely songs we would sing. Shining Star and Kiss and Say Goodbye, you name it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I started in the bar. I started in the bar because actually I was exposed to R&B secondary. I was exposed to jazz first because my mom and pop were jazz people. So she would take me to these jazz shows all the time, and I would see everybody, Gloria and all these people. I would see them, but my older sister was into R&B, so that's how I started going to the theater in Philly to see the Motown Review and Gladys Knight and the Pips and all that, and all of that. That was my education. My education was these bars in Philly. We had a bar on every corner, and we would do 40 minutes on, 20 minutes off, 5 sets a night. That was my education. And I sang with those folks, when Gerald, I asked Gerald about Larry James, Fat Larry they called him. And in Philly, Fat Larry, at that time, Larry was young too, because he was only a couple years older than me. And he started a lot of those cats started young. So we would be hanging around, and the part of North Philly that I grew up in was the same place that Harold Melvin and the Brunos came from, Teddy Pendergrass, Billy Paul, Errol Young, everything, all of those people were up and down 10th Street in our community, and I saw them all the time, and were the ones who kicked me in the butt and say, "Boy, turn around and sing that song," because I was so self-conscious when I first started. I literally would sing with my back to the audience.
Okay.
Gerald, don't you say nothing.
Gerald put his hands up.
Oh, no.
So
Yeah.
imagine that you were shy. You're so
Yeah,
up now.
you know, that's the education, and you surrender. See, I think the difference between us, my generation, and this new generation is, I had reverence for the people who came before me. So I was waiting to be knighted. I was waiting for them to touch me on both shoulders with that sword and say, "Okay, boy, you all right? You can go ahead on." You know what I mean? Like Gerald told me that story about Marvin, and I was good with that. Because Gerald, what did I tell you when I saw Miss Dot? And she said, "Let Gerald tell the story, but I'll tell you my story." After Gerald told me his story, I met this lady, Miss Dot. She's been with the band for 45, 50 years. And she said to me, she said, "Boy, you're doing pretty good." I said, "What you say?" She said, "Doing." I said, I called Gerald. I said, "Gerald, Miss Dot said, I'm doing pretty good. Y'all can kiss my ass."
Oh, God.
Now, Gerald, you tell him your Marvin story.
Oh, yeah. We toured with Marvin Gaye, we did his last tour.
Mm-hmm.
And I had never had a big head at all. I always stayed, and to this day, I still stay humble. But that was one time I slipped. I was in the airport, we'd finished Rochester, and I was in the airport in Rochester, and this lady asked me for an autograph. And when I gave her an autograph, she saw Marvin Gaye, who was about 2 or 3 gates down from me. She said, "Do you think he'll sign my autograph?" And of course, that was during the time Marvin was going through his changes. But anyway, I walked down, and because I'd never met him during the whole tour. I didn't meet him till we got to Los Angeles. We played Griffith Park. So anyway, I walked up to him to ask him would he sign the autograph for the lady. And I said, "Marvin, I'm Gerald." And before I could finish saying my name, he said, "I know who you are. You one of the baddest singers I ever heard." And my head just blew like this. The airport walls collapsed. I couldn't get on the plane. My head was so big. But to hear that from Marvin Gaye, the guys knew Marvin, and they'd always told me he was the type of guy that he would never say nothing to you if he didn't mean it. If he couldn't say nothing nice or didn't mean it, he wouldn't say anything at all.
Mm-hmm.
So that blew me away.
That works. That works.
Too. Who wouldn't? You know.
I'm gonna say this. You know, I'm doing this promotion right quick. We are getting ready with the do the Sam Cooke story here in Dallas. Then after I was promoting it earlier today, but after that we're gonna do Marvin Gaye's story.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're gonna do Nat Cole and Unforgettable. Then
it's time y'all to do a group, Manhattans.
Well, you know, I'm not writing the story. I'm just one of the executive producers of it, you know, of these shows, you know. And Bobby Womack. So we're doing those shows. We bring them here to Dallas.
And I'll do some women too. Just saying.
But yeah, you know.
Tell him, George, get him.
You know, like Aretha Franklin, you know what I mean? Ella Fitzgerald, somebody, you know. Just saying.
But yeah, but I tell you, who was that was singing with the Delphonics or something? Did anybody? Something I can't even remember. I think I don't come down with all time, but I can't remember what that.
What time were they singing with the Delphonics?
Huh?
And what time? I mean, you know, how many years ago? Was it recently?
No, God, I can't. Well, I knew it was his brother, and I can't think who else it was at that point.
It was Randy,
and Will.
And Will.
Yeah.
And Alvin, Major Harris.
Major Harris.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Y'all was right there along there with them too, wasn't you?
Yeah, we worked many days with them.
Yeah.
Many days.
Yeah. Well, I tell you, it was some hell of a groups back there in the day. Now everybody talking about they getting old. I don't know. But y'all, the music ain't got old shit,
Mhm.
and y'all ain't got old. You still
Well, you know,
performing it.
Well,
even to this day, people are trying to do the Manhattans and the Temptations.
Right.
Even that style that you guys brought from the 60s and for 62 years, I still see men and women trying to do what you guys do, what you created and culminated back then. So, I mean, think about it. What's his name? Uptown Funk. Oh, Bruno.
Bruno Mars, right?
Bruno Mars.
Bruno Mars.
All other things he's doing, from the suits and everything,
Mm-hmm.
going back. So nothing is. I'm sorry, Lauren. Say it again.
They say imitation is the greatest form of flattery. So
Yes, and some of them, and like the young boy Anderson Paak, the guy that's his drummer,
Mm-hmm.
he's really immersed in it, and he's good at it.
hmm
Bruno is, they're both good at it, but this Anderson Paak, don't sleep on him. That boy's talented.
Yeah,
He's good at
it. He sure is.
One of those that you can obvious that he spent time at the foot of somebody, because he's got it. It's not, this ain't, see, there's a lot of new stuff that's detached, because you're literally listening to samples of samples of samples. So what the hell?
Mm-hmm.
James Brown. How many samples have we heard of him?
Yeah,
Yeah.
How do you feel about that? Taking samples and creating your own hip hop tune.
well, as long as the check keep coming, it's fine.
I know that's right. Yeah.
As long as the check keep coming.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
not only that, I mean, of course, the checks are wonderful for people like Gerald and all the other artists of that era. But I look at it like it helps the longevity of these older groups.
Yeah, it does.
They're bringing us into today, carrying us on their shoulders.
But you know what? It doesn't help the artist that's doing
Right.
it. It doesn't give them longevity. They have no creativity because they're so busy sampling what we do that they can create nothing of themselves.
That's right. Lack of creativity.
Yeah, and it's simple as 1, 2, 3. You write songs and sing songs, even if you're a rapper, about life. But you have to be discreet about how you rap about life and how you sing your songs. Write songs about life, but you don't have to be explicit. There's so many words you can use to tell the same story. You know, throughout singing, we've sang many songs about making love, breaking up, and never went directly to the point about it.
Right.
Right.
You know,
Maybe
was always
that's-
suggestive.
Yeah.
Maybe that's an art form that's lost because they're more interested in the shock factor. Let's beat. That's instead of in other words, you're interested in creating a savage beast instead of soothing one.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say it's lost. It's still there. It's just not being used.
Right.
There's still a market for people who listen to that or are dying for that kind of music. And they're sort of, underground as you know, because of what's happening right now today. Like Gerald said, everything is to the point now. But that market is still there, and that's what keeps us working.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I mean, you wouldn't be working if it weren't still
That's
there.
right.
But sometimes I feel that this is just my opinion, that the people are at the top of the chain in terms of the music industry, that they put their money behind something else. Marketing is very savvy, and I mean this with all due respect. Trust me, I have nothing against them. It's like the Kardashians. I never tried to know them. I wasn't interested. But for some reason, I know them because of the marketing and the media. And
It's what's commercial.
Yeah.
What's selling right now.
Right.
What's selling. And like one guy told me, he said, well, Joyce, I love jazz. Why is that not they're not more jazz, et cetera, et cetera. I said, well, when was the last time you spent money on jazz? You bought somebody's jazz CD, paid to go to a concert, and he couldn't answer.
There you go.
So it's the money. Or even when I was publishing, I won a Black Women in Jazz Award, and one of my friends who is white was very offended by that, said I was racist. So I asked him, when did you buy my CD? how many black women in jazz CDs do you have? How many concerts
Right.
have you gone to?
Mm.
You
Right.
connect to that.
And I
So
love jazz. I have a passion for jazz. You just have to go where it is.
Well,
For
the
people
thing
who
is,
want that kind of music, you have to go to it.
well,
well,
exactly.
but what I'm trying, and plus, Gary, we're trying to bring jazz back into view with this Jazz Legacy Museum. You know, because all of it come out the belly of the ship.
Mm-hmm.
And
That's
jazz
right.
music, you know, people say it's jazz, but we call it black classical music.
Mm-hmm.
And we have a radio station which is KJLM, is playing number jazz.
Mm.
And we're trying to bring it all back in.
Mm.
And as far as defining jazz, jazz is like classical music. It evolves. You know, it would, you know, classical music evolved from one period, you know, Renaissance, medieval, Renaissance, Baroque, Romantic, classical. Well, jazz has done that too, as well.
Mhm.
Sometimes, you know,
Many different genres of jazz, acid
Right.
jazz.
Exactly.
So much.
Right.
The thing that's with the jazz, you know, all the old heads, they dead and they old and they're passing away on us.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the ones that's still out there. Even a lot of the jazz professors, instructors are old and they passing away on. So we got to be able to capture that.
Mm-hmm.
You can go anywhere in Europe, hey, they down with it. You know, they
And
still
you know,
with the jazz and the
that's-
R&B and stuff like
That's
that.
another thing, is that we're not as consistent with honoring our artists.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you go to Europe, you can go to South Africa, South America, Japan, anywhere in the world. If they love your music, those fans love your music, I don't care who else comes after that. They still gonna remember you.
Mm-hmm.
As opposed to here, we're almost, I hate to say this, but I've learned over the years, the expression we use is "you as good as your last record."
Right.
You know, and music trend change here, but there's a lot of reasons why. And one reason is that we are able to be seen so much. We're in the public so much until it's like we get used to it.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas in other countries, they don't see us that much. They may hear about us. Like South Africa, every song next to the United States, South Africa is the #2 country in the world that sells Manhattan, that sold our records, even to this day. And we sold more records there. And probably by now, we probably sold more than we have at home now. But it's because our music was passed down. Our music was they appreciated. Our music was played during the apartheid. A lot of the African people, South African people listened to during apartheid, you know. And we went there for the first time. We was like superstars.
That's right. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But you know, the Supremes were on our show a few weeks ago, and they said the same thing about going to Europe and how much they're appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
So here, you know, you don't have any mom and pops record stores or anything like that. You got all these downloads, but here in the Dallas metro area, Grand Prairie, they have a record store called Forever Young. And I'm talking about they got everything from the day in there. I'm just talking about walls and walls of music. And people goes in there and buy music. Buy the CDs. They buy the album. I'm talking about the wax, cassette tapes, you know. So, but you just don't see that no more.
Right.
The industry, it has changed so much. And we're talking about the style of singing has changed. Not only that, you can count on one hand, or I give it no more than that. You can count on 10 fingers that the artists that actually have a recording session with musicians today.
Right.
Oh yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that's true.
That is so true.
You know, but they using everything in there. I think I said it when we was before we came on there, using some auto tunes. Some of them can't sing a lick. You get them on stage, shoot. Some of them just can't sing. You know, can't carry a tune.
Somebody, YJ or Yvonne J, who is a vocalist out of Fort Worth, Texas, she has a question. Did you write any of your songs, or who wrote them?
Well, when when I got in the group, I wrote with Sonny and Blue, but our biggest writers out of the group were Blue and Sonny.
Okay.
And our latest tune was written by Troy, myself, and our keyboard player, Colt Younger. It's called What About You?
Well, that might be a good segue, G.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear that song.
Absolutely, absolutely. So tell us a little bit about the song going into. How did you guys come up with this one?
Well, actually, Colt had the track. He had put a track together, and we were writing one day. He said, "Just sing what you feel," and I just started singing. I sang what was in my heart, and then when Troy heard it, Troy said, "I can add this," and then Troy added the rap on the beginning of the song, and it just fell together. There are only 2 songs that I've ever written like that. That was What About You and We Never Danced to a Love Song. We were in England, and Sonny just started strumming the guitar and started saying, "We never danced to a love song." And I just started a verse, and that's how it came about. But What About You, we all listened to it, and we all, after we had written it, we talked about it, and we added little things, all 3 of us, and worked it, and here it is. And the song is about a person being hurt by love, and leave the person falling out of love or whatever, and then they get a chance to meet somebody else, and this person falls in love with them, but they so afraid about to let anybody love them again. So the question was, what about you? I've met this young lady in my life, or you, or whoever is in that situation, have met someone, and they fall in love with them, and they realize they've been hurt, and so they ask the question, "I love you, I'll do anything for you, but what about you?"
See, that's what songwriting's about, man. Writing good songs that mean something. I don't know what. Like I said, some of the generation today, it's a totally different vibe, isn't it? And everything.
Yeah. Troy got how you say it, Troy? About the songs?
I said it's better to write a song and not a tune. Tune will last as long as people are finger popping, but a song will last forever.
Forever.
Oh, that's deep.
Isn't it? Yeah.
It is. It is.
That's another song, Troy. Work on that.
Right.
I'm serious though.
You're absolutely right.
Awesome.
Well, I can't wait to hear this one.
All right. Well, let's let everybody check it out, and then we'll come back and talk some more. So I know y'all gonna enjoy it. It's really nice. So y'all keep it locked. We'll be right back here on the Indie Lifestyle with the Manhattans.
You can have the best of things. Come and get your love. You can have the best of things, baby.
We've known each other a long time, and I've been thinking about you, thinking about us getting together. What about you?
It's been so long since you let love in. So many ups and downs, you don't know how to begin.
But I wanna tell you just one day at a time. Give me a chance and I'll make you mine. What about you? Are you lonely? What about you? Feeling sad? What about you? I can make you happy. What about you? Do you need someone to hold you close? What about you? I need to know. Tell me what about you? I promise to love you forever and a day. I'll do whatever it takes to make it easy along the way. I'll be there for you through thick and thin. You can count on me. On my word you can depend. What about you? Are you lonely? What about you? Feeling sad? What about you? I can make you happy. What about you? Do you need someone to hold you close? What about you? I need to know. Tell me, what about you? What about, yeah. What about, I need to know. Please tell me. What about you, girl? I have to know the truth. I love you. Please tell me.
Baby, if you just hold my hand, look at me. Let me hold you close. You know that I've always loved you. I've loved you a long time. What about you? What about you? We've known each other a long time, and I've been thinking about you, thinking about us getting together. What about you?
It's been so long since you let love in. So many ups and downs, you don't know how to begin. But I wanna tell you just one day at a time. Give me a chance and I'll make you mine. What about you? Are you lonely? What about you? Feeling sad? What about you? I can make you happy. What about you? Do you need someone to hold you close? What about you? I need to know. Tell me what about you? I promise to love you forever and a day. I'll do whatever it takes to make it easy along the way. I'll be there for you through thick and thin. You can count on me. On my word you can depend. What about you? Are you lonely? What about you? Feeling sad? What about you? I can make you happy. What about you? Do you need someone to hold you close? What about you? I need to know. Tell me, what about you? What about, yeah. What about, I need to know. Please tell me. What about you, girl? I have to know the truth.
Look at me. Let me hold you close. You know that I've always loved you. I've loved you a long time. What about you? What about you?
You are listening to
my kind of fella,
GHP
boy.
Radio.
All right.
We are on the air,
We
though.
are back. We are back.
Look, hey, Gerald.
No, right.
A good friend of mine, Al Lindsay, had a question he wanted y'all to answer. He said, "What do you think about the independents, and how do the independent artists sustain themselves?"
They have.
Go ahead.
No, I was going to say quickly. They have a culture, and they have a following, and it's something that I was recently exposed to. Because when Gerald took me down south, because I didn't spend that much time going down south. Most of mine was national, but it was here, and then it was in Europe. So when I went down south, and I saw this Southern soul,
yeah,
I was impressed, because it like country and western, they create it's been given to them, and they maintain it, they uphold it. They get a damn tour bus, they trick it out, and they go to work for 53 weeks out of a year. That's how you do. That's how it's done. And so with independence, here in Philly and New York, a whole lot of places, there's subcultures that they are thriving. Like when I saw this Southern Soul thing, they thrive, and I said, "Oh shit, man, they doing just fine. They're doing just because." And the reason they do just fine, because you know what it's like to me? It's like, because of segregation, the Black Wall Street was created and sustained itself until them creatures destroyed it.
Right.
Rosewood, other places.
right.
That is the reason. So that same thing is the same motivation and the same fire and the same blood that independent artists have and believe. See, they're not jaded like me. They believe they can make it. They believe they can make it, and they are, and they will, and they will.
Yeah, because Al is a Southern soul singer, and then you have another young man, LG Echoes. He's Southern soul. He's right there in the metro area. Man, this boy has been working. He worked through the daggum pandemic.
Damn.
And my friend Laurie Don always works.
They Southern soul.
They making a.
Gerald, you had something to offer. What were you saying? I'm sorry. Didn't you have a comment to make about it?
I was gonna say, we got our start in the South. We're not joining the group, and we played a lot of places that the Southern Soul artists played. And what makes the Southern Soul artists, independent artists, maintain who they are is because they'll play for those people who can't afford to pay the $100 to $200 to come to see some of the national artists. We did the same thing. Independent artists had to deal, like today, it is totally moved away from what we used to do. We had our promotions staff, teams to work the record, street teams. It's like almost not existing anymore. You get on social media and you build yourself there, your brand right there. And then go back to what Troy said about the music, about being, the type of music that young people like today. They like to go right to the point, and be explicit about it, and that instant gratification. But you got, the only thing that I see with that is that you don't have no longevity. If you want a good independent artist, will write songs or sing songs, songs that people can remember, people can put themselves in the place of. Give them something to think about, not just tear their imagination all to pieces. There's no imagination in a lot of the songs, but the music industry has changed. My 50 years in the business, I've seen it go all the way around, all the way around. But this time it's been different out of my years, is that in the years that I've sung, the FCC would never let you say some of the things, even suggestively, being said today.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
It's like the respect for our music is gone. But that is what this generation of people like. They like the gut bucket killing, you know, disrespecting women, you know, or going right to the point, talking about what they're gonna do with their woman or what she's gonna do to him, you know. And I think the longevity of it, if they worked it the other way, it would be okay. But if you want that instant gratification, if you're an independent artist that want instant gratification, you follow the road. I can't promise you how long you'll be out here.
I have a lot of respect for independent artists. I mean, especially today, it's born out of what we spoke about in terms of the major labels today. They're geared toward one type of music.
Yeah.
That satisfies the mass majority of people who are buying records. So forget about your artistry, forget about whether you can sing or not. None of that matters. They're going towards what's commercial. Now, independent artists are more about, you know, their artistry, and they're doing as best they can to get exposure in that regard. So I have, you know, all the respect for them. I think it's a wonderful thing because it levels the playing field.
Yes, it does.
You can't as a major label say, okay, well, you can't be as selective anymore, because now there's a lot of independent artists out there who are probably doing better on an independent label than they would do on a major label, because they'd be put on the shelf at a major label. But as an independent artist, you can do so much more because you have much more control of your product. So I've got all the respect in the world for independent artists. More power to them.
But that's what I was trying to say. You have to, if you stay within focus and do it just like Troy is saying, you could go a long way. And basically what I'm saying, the same thing. And I found out something else. Major companies, even some of the biggest artists, didn't make no money. As an independent artist, you can sell 15, 20,000 CDs at a clip or get enough downloads. All that money is yours. You don't owe a record company no kind of money for marketing, control composition, nothing. You don't owe them a dime. It's all yours, you know? And I'm glad Troy said what he said, because I was trying to come from another angle, that if you stay true to yourself and write what you believe, sing what you believe, and remember, respect your fans and be humble to your fans, you will go a long, long, long
That's
way.
right.
And I agree with it. Got a lot of respect for the independent artists that are working it that direction.
Me too.
The ones that on instant gratification,
Right.
never see the light of day.
That's right. 2 years from now, if not less, you won't know who they are.
You know,
Do you think major labels feel threatened by the increase in independent artists?
I think to some degree, but again, some independent artists that happen to do really well, some of these major labels will walk up, hey, okay, now we'll offer you a contract with X amount of dollars. So they can sort of buy them.
Yeah. They won't guarantee, major labels won't guarantee artists now.
Right.
You got to go out there and prove yourself.
Yeah.
Get a few hits under your belt, then here they come trying to you want to get
Right.
you.
Right.
But if I got millions and millions of followers and selling, I don't want a major label anymore. Why would I want to share my profit?
Quite a few artists will turn them down.
Yeah.
Because what comes with the money that they're offering is handcuffs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sell your
Well,
soul.
that's the whole key, you know, because
That's right.
you know, it's just like I was early. I mean, a while back, I was saying the same thing. Why would you tie yourself with a major label and you can get out there and do the same thing? So their ass is gonna be coming to you. You know, it's just like internet radio.
Right.
We do what we want to do.
Yeah.
You know, my hands is not bound. It's just like Lauren. Lauren, hey, they can be free.
Right.
On here. But if you don't a terrestrial radio, you can't do none of that.
Right.
Playing the same damn song every 45 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And that's
They offer you that big money, you know, but you got to keep in mind, if you don't watch that fine print, when the smoke clears, you're gonna wind up owing them.
Yeah, you be owing them on the casting couch from the two.
Yeah, and the internet radio where we can play whatever you want. Most programmable stations, P1 stations, as they used to be called, they play the same 6 songs every 4 hours.
That's right.
That's what I'm talking about.
Artists like the Manhattans won't get nothing. They won't play the Manhattans at all.
That's what I'm talking about.
What I call underground payola. In other words, we're buying ads. I mean, because I've been approached by people who said, "Hey, for $5,000, $10,000, I can get your YouTube, I can get you on the billboard, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera." And they're out there, but they have no credibility. I don't know who you are, and I just let the kids handle it, because how do I respond to that when you have nothing? What do you think about? Even a guy from New York told me, he said, "I know somebody, if you give him $40,000, he will guarantee you a billboard spot."
Well, I had a guy, and I won't be calling no names, but he knows who he is, and I hope he's listening. He, when we had our first single, "Get It Ready," he promised that he would run our social media for us. And I sent him his deposit. And my son came in one day, he said, "Dad, are we still not hearing nothing?" And he went to all of those email addresses, a lot of those email addresses that were on social media. And most of them were duds. Didn't even exist. You know?
Thank you for that. We need to hear that.
And but you need to, and it's so, if you got one person that's willing to stick with you, believe in you, take that one person and run with it the best you can with your independent artists, with your social media. You know, like I said, you may not get the best or get everything, but at least you got somebody you can trust and believe.
Right.
Nowadays, you don't know who to trust and believe.
You sure don't. You sure don't.
They can
A lot
add
of drops in the water.
Yeah, they can all add everybody's name on their roster. Say, we represent this person, that person. They might have represented them on 1 or 2 occasions.
You know, Gerald, I tried to do this because I was back in the early 80s. I was doing radio tracking for a group out of Oklahoma City called After 5, and man, I got them in Gavin, the Gavin Report, BRE Report. I had them on BET, Jazz Central, and the whole 9. And every radio station that I contacted, I got them on there. That's without payola.
Yeah.
So I showed up in the office. Station, here it is. Play it. They're gonna play it while I'm there. You ain't gonna put me on no shelf.
Can't do that.
You can't do that no more. But the young group that I helped out of Oklahoma City, that we call them Take One. And I brought them to the hotel so they got a chance to meet Robert Bell. The group was called Color Me Bad.
Yeah.
Yeah. And man, they done pretty good with that. They set me up. But you know, how that go?
And the thing about music is, what worked last year may not work this year.
Well,
and I just heard, I watched the video of Snoop Dogg really coming down hard. He was at some conference.
I've seen that.
You saw it. So,
yeah.
And I laughed because he's like, back in the day, we knew you got 10% of a $10 album. And I've said this many times before in the show, when I came back to music 12 years ago, or 13 now, and I said, I didn't know you could split a penny. What is this?
Right.
so foreign to me.
He talked about streaming quite a bit too. He's like, how in the F do you make money on streaming?
Right.
He said somebody.
I'm still trying to
all the
figure that
damn
out.
money.
Mm-hmm.
They making all the damn money.
Right.
I've gotten royalty checks for streaming for 3 cents, and it costs what, 56 or 50 cents to send a letter.
Yeah.
I just throw the check in the garbage can because it don't make no sense to me.
Right.
Yeah, my husband said you're not gonna cash it. I'm like, cash what?
Oh.
Now, one thing the major labels have that might be difficult for a lot of independent labels or independent artists. You see, some people believe that exposure is your ticket. It's not just exposure; it's repetition.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And these major labels got the deep pockets to keep you out there repetitively, and that's what gets into the psyche of your buyer.
That's
You gotta play over and over and over and over again before you get into somebody's head.
Yeah.
And the major labels got that long money that they can do that. Some people think, oh, I'm gonna play my record on this radio station here and there. I'm gonna go on BET. I'm gonna make it. You need so much more than that.
And I'm going to tell you something. Do you know who paid for those major labels to have all that money?
Mm-hmm.
That was the Manhattans, the Ray Goodmans and Brown,
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
the Camp Mint, the Dells. We were selling an average of 150 to 250,000 records every year, every other year. Okay? And they would give you maybe $10 an album and then take royalties out of that, take money out of it. But they kept the majority, and all that money that they made is what they paid to sign these mega artists.
Yeah.
And I had Al Goodman explain it to me, late Al Goodman explained it to me many years ago. He said, we are the ones that's paying for these major artists.
That's right.
These big mega deals.
So let me ask you this. Y'all not signed to no other label now, are y'all?
Nope.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing. You're out there as an independent doing what you do.
Mm-hmm.
You see, and that works.
We still got our fan base.
You're making your own money.
Yeah.
And as long as you keep doing that, hey, you're gonna be able to sustain yourself. You might be on a cane, you can still get out there and sustain yourself.
And to what Gerald was talking about there, about how they really was the ones who was making the money for everything, because you remember what the Whisper said when they came on. You remember that?
Oh yeah.
Joyce?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And so, yeah, it's crazy how they used to do back then and everything. But you're right. That's one benefit about being independent. At least you do have somewhat of some control. You just have to know how to work it right.
While we're talking about that, let me just make a point. I don't know if Gerald has mentioned this or not. The song "What About You" rode #1 at least for about 2 weeks on the independent soul charts, and we are incredibly grateful for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, because like I said, I have told a lot of people who we're gonna have on the show today. Is they still around? I said, well, hell yeah. They here. All you had to do is bring your butts on the show. That's all they got to do. Or listen in, 1 to 2. I don't care. This is the kind of show that we like doing because you are able to express yourself in any way. It's just like Lawrence. Hell, Lawrence was cousin said fucking and all that. I'm cool with that.
I know you are.
It's no holds barred. I ain't got no handcuffs on.
He's ready to get a drink. And kick it.
Right. Well, I just want to take this time to thank these fellas for taking out the time today and, hanging out with us and telling us, the truth, it's great. And we really do appreciate the you know, your advice, and we appreciate you guys just as artists, because you know, like I say, you're the originals. You're the ones that paved the way for a lot of these artists out here today, and so we just appreciate everything that you do.
Someone with their no singing asses. Auto tune. Yeah.
Auto-tune doesn't make you sound good. It fixes pitches. So if you sound bad, an auto-tune is not going to help you.
No, but I'm talking about if you come from the original, from your own guts, your lyrics and everything else, and you know how to sing.
It makes it sound good, but if we got on stage with some auto tune, we'd have to duck from the tomatoes and the bottles.
That's what I'm talking about.
You know,
Hey, y'all might not even get no panties thrown up on the stage.
Right.
Here we go. What did you say, Gerald?
I was about to say my son just completed an EP called Rebirth and Revelation. And he sings and he raps. And he's on the right path. And I thank God for him listening to me and to being around us as a group. And he's listening, he's taking advice, and he's working it, and he's getting some play. In fact, I'm getting ready to send it out to the independent radio station, to the Indies, Chris Clay. And so I know what's getting ready to happen. But I'm just saying,
get it to us.
He's got enough respect to walk that line. You know, I think I'm proud of him, very proud of him.
Well, you know, Jared, you definitely said that over here.
Sorry, Mac, let me interrupt. What's your son's name before you go on?
Yeah.
What is his
Calvin
name?
Alston.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, go ahead, Mac. Sorry.
No, what I was saying is, hey, you know, since you're gonna send it on over to us.
Yes.
Yeah, you know, because like I said, you know, once you do it, we can interview him.
Oh,
you know, get some of that knowledge that his pappy gave to him.
Yes, indeed, he's doing his
That's
thing.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Well,
Gary,
yeah. Well, Gerald, please tell everybody about your schedule again before you guys get out of here, and tell everybody how they can connect with you guys as well.
You can find out our tour schedule if you go to our website, letsjustkissandSayGoodbye.com. Also, you can go to the same website and order our new CD, The Legacy Continues. If you want the actual CD, we'll autograph it and send it to you. Or if you want to download it or stream it, oh Lord, you can go to CD Baby. And it's on all the digital platforms. But and we're also on Instagram, the Manhattans featuring Gerald Alston. And that's what we are. You can
Facebook as well, yeah.
Right, Facebook. Sorry, Troy. Yeah, we got we're on Facebook. So
Now what you getting ready to say, Slick?
yeah. Where you with it?
None. I so appreciate this opportunity. Thank you very much.
Thank you all.
Definitely.
Yeah, no problem.
Thank you,
no problem.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Boy, I tell you, it's really our pleasure. Boy, I tell you, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed every damn minute of this show.
So did I. It's good.
We did
Yes,
as well.
sir. But you know, the thing is, man, y'all need to come back.
Well, we can do that.
And you know, y'all
Let
need
us
to
know when
come
you
back.
want to know.
Well, I'll let G handle that part. You know, when y'all ready to come back, y'all come on back, man.
Yes.
Oh,
I
by the
think
way.
Lawrence still got some stories I need to hear.
Oh no.
Go ahead, Gerald. Go ahead, Gerald.
I'd like to just thank Andre Pittman for setting this up and making it happen for us.
Yeah.
Andre's
Thank
been
you.
working in our corner for the past few years, and he's on the money.
Absolutely.
Andre, thank you.
Thank you.
Enthroned Records. Yes, sir.
Mm.
Awesome.
Nice.
All right, guys. Well, again, we really do appreciate you and thank you, and we wish you safe travels on your way to Brazil.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And just let you guys know how reading the chat, they're loving your music, but loving the education and the information that you are providing. Really appreciate that from what I can read in the chat line. And for you telling the truth, I just want the truth. And most people want the truth. Don't sugarcoat it. Let us know what's out there. You guys have a lot of experience in this industry. And I really, really appreciate you sharing that. You don't know, but Gary Houston, the host, and we're both independent artists.
I got some truth for you. Keep your day job.
I have a very good husband. Let me put it that way. But,
all independent artists, keep your day job. Have something to fall back on.
I'm no independent. I just show up and talk. I'm retired, so I'm good.
I'm good. He's got money, so he's not worried about it. I just wanted to say thank you very much. I grew up listening to you guys, and when I never fathomed that I'd be able to meet and talk to the Manhattans. So this is amazing. So thank you so much.
Thank you for having us. God bless you.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. It's been our pleasure, man. I'm serious for both of you, Troy, Gerald,
thank you,
and Lauren, the clown in the group.
I get one more name, Gerald.
There you go. Add that to the pile.
Hey, look here. I'm gonna do it like this here, boy. He's to my heart. I'm one of him. I'm him.
No, Lawrence, he's a little farther than you.
What can I say? But fella, I get, it's been a pleasure.
Gerald wanted to say something real quick.
No. I'm good.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead, man.
It's definitely been our pleasure having you on the show, man. And y'all just have to come back to the show. I'm telling you, be blessed.
Thank you.
Doing what you're doing. Don't stop.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to go back to the music, and then we'll come back here in just a little bit to wrap things up for the rest of the day. Okay? So y'all keep it locked right here on the Indie Live Spot.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, man, that was cool, wasn't it?
Yes, yes,
Definitely
yes.
was going.
We have one comedian. Lawrence was funny on and off the air, y'all.
Boy, I'm telling you, that's my kind of guy.
You know, I could work with him because he's honest. You know what I mean when you meet people who are honest and just tell you this is how it is. This is how it's going to happen because he's got a ton of experience.
For sure.
And when you have people, legends like that who are talking to you, you will listen, or you should listen. You know what I mean?
You know,
should listen.
really, if they listen to the show and listen to what some of these artists say, they will be more successful than what some of them are.
Well, I like what JC said, you know, in the chat. I can't, you know, I try to keep up with the chat, and I meant to say this on the air that he was getting his, what he was saying, trying to get some education. I'm sorry, JC, forget exactly how you word it, but it was basically saying that, you know, and I think that's the tendency, maybe it's the questions we ask. I noticed that they are offering advice about the music industry, that they are telling the truth. They are trying to give us some information. But yeah, indie artists, keep your day job. You do not want to quit right away. You really don't. If I didn't have my husband helping me out, backing me up, I would have to have a full-time job. I just couldn't do it. And he does hustle for me, and it's starting to pay off in, I guess, you know, I don't know who saw it on social media, but I posted that I just signed with Taylor Entertainment Group. And I'm so excited about working with them. Having a fantastic management company like that, it's just amazing. And as opposed to signing your life away to a label.
Right.
So,
yeah.
And but while I got the floor, while Mac is on the phone, I can get a word in edgewise and thank people in the chat room. Of course, we thank all the listeners that didn't make it to the chat room for listening.
Right.
And I think, okay, I got one more name to write down. But anyway, thank you, Yvonne J, for being here today and for your question.
Yes,
and
Yvonne.
Colleen Keithley, we love you. She's all over social media supporting artists, and I appreciate you for that. We all appreciate you for that. So when you see her posting in the groups, why don't you go ahead and just let her know how much you appreciate her and reply to her comments.
Yes.
We need people supporting us like that. I appreciate you. Henry Mixon, I forget you're in Alabama, dude. Hopefully, I'll let you know the details. I'll be with Jazz and Pink there in August. K Ward Radio, appreciate you because you do a show, from 8 to 12? And then you come and support us. And I had really nice time on your Artist Talk show. When was that? What night was that?
Monday night.
Monday night, yes.
It was great.
That was awesome. Thank you. Gia Hyatt in the house, Sissy Gia Hyatt, Algie Williams, my favorite gospel singer, and Marilyn Ford. Thank you for being here. Keith Gilchrist, Lord V, J.C. Smith, a multi-instrumentalist, and he lives in my area, in the DFW area. And Jessica Single from Africa. Thank you. Always love seeing you in the chat. Thanks for chiming in today. And I think you're a newcomer in the chat room, and that's Winston Harrison. And I appreciate you giving us a shout out in the chat room, and we appreciate you as well.
Yeah.
And I think L. Lindsay, you did come into the chat. I think I saw you in there.
Yeah, you did.
I did? Okay,
You
L.
did.
Lindsay, thank you for the question. It was a great question, and as you could see, it led to some really, really good conversation that's helpful to us as independent artists. And that's all I have to say.
All right.
Thank you. Oh, don't forget, click thumbs up and subscribe. And ask one person, your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brothers, any other, just ask them to subscribe to this. There's one person in your life that will do it for you, so we can get up to that 1,000 subscriptions. We need that. So if you would do that one little thing, ask one person, at least. Now, if you want to ask 500, go right ahead. But I'm just trying to make it easier for you. And let's help GHP Radio maintain this show and get more views. And you can see with our guests are amazing, but we would really love to build up this channel, and we would appreciate your help. That's it.
Yeah, thank you, Joyce.
Yeah.
You're welcome. And next week, if you tune in next week, we're going to actually have Mr. Phil Ingram. It's going to be on the show, so look out for that. And other than that, I want everybody to have a wonderful weekend and be safe. And tell you, it's been kind of active on the storms here lately. I know I've been hearing about a lot of tornadoes ripping up these neighborhoods and stuff throughout the country. So yeah, if you're out there, be vigilant for the weather. If your weather is getting bad out there, I know we experienced some really extreme winds here about a week ago here in Oklahoma.
Especially in Tulsa.
Did some damage, and straight line winds is just almost as bad as tornadoes sometimes. It just depends on how it comes into your neighborhood. So but anyway, and then of course we do have the 4th of July holiday coming up pretty soon too, so that's something to look forward to as well. Be careful out there when that comes, but at any rate, we enjoyed the show. Thank you for tuning in. That's about all I got.
Well, let's get out of here.
All right.
I'm hungry.
Me too. I'm starving too. I'm starving as well.
I haven't said my piece, but.
Oh, you haven't?
Oh.
Wait, you've been talking all day, so I just assume you have it.
But, well, I'm just gonna go back and say what G said. You know what? Where I'm at, it's just hot. Barely rain. But I'm telling you, it was so hot out there the other day. But I'm telling you, I came in and jumped out of them clothes, got in the shower, and went to sleep. It was that bad. But yeah, I want to say one thing. It was a good show. I appreciate the Manhattans came on. It was our pleasure having them. And I like people like that because they tell the truth about what's going on within the industry. And I feel a lot of people that's in the chat room, artists too, pay attention to what these people are saying, because it's going to benefit you. Takes a minute, but you have to listen to them, and you can benefit from it. And if you're in the air, August 12th, we having a Sam Cooke story at the Black Academy and Arts in Dallas, Texas. We have 2 shows, 2 and 10, if you're in this area. Or you can go online at Black Academy and you can see the program and everything there also. But that's all I have to say. See you later. Bye.
Wow.
See y'all. See y'all next week.
Peace.
Peace.